Yo, what is going on, you peanut butter snort and Pachirisu? Today, we're going to be looking at some more leaked cards coming out from the Battle Style set coming up in March. Just going to give my initial impressions, my initial thoughts, where I think they could be useful and whatnot. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. 2 single strike, 2 rapid strike cards. The first one we're taking a look at is Echoing Horn. Rapid strike, trainer item card. Put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. So this is basically Target Whistle. If you've played with that card before, it's not legal in Standard. It hasn't been legal in Standard for a while. It is legal in Expanded. Just takes Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile and puts it on their bench. So there's a couple immediately seemingly great uses for this card. One is just getting Dedennes and Crobats from your opponent's discard pile, putting it onto their bench, and then getting 2 free prize cards once again, or 2 easy prize cards once again. Specifically, this could combo very well with something like ADPization that likes to take KOs on Crobats and Dedennes. So if you only put 1 in play, trying to play around your opponent knocking out 2 Crobats and Dedennes, they can now be like, okay, Echoing Horn, I'll KO that Crobat or Dedenne that I just KO'd. So that is going to be really annoying. Another great addition probably to ADPization, at least as a one of, which might push it back into being the BDIF. I don't think it's been the BDIF for quite a while now, but this and Rusted Sword could definitely bring it back to being that level of a deck, because yeah, that could be potentially really scary. Now, how consistently can it happen and be able to be pulled off is kind of the question, and maybe there's just some other decks and battle styles that can just destroy ADP and makes ADP not viable in the meta. So that's also possible, but definitely for ADP, this seems really strong. Any deck can really take advantage of this card theoretically, specifically the Rapid Strike deck that has other cards that interact with Rapid Strike cards, making it easier to utilize Echoing Horn. So, and specifically in a Rapid Strike deck, this would also maybe just be really good, especially with the Urshifu that allows you to snipe bench damage. You could put something like, I don't know, a Piplup that your opponent has in their discard pile on their bench that they didn't have on their bench before, and then you do the attack that snipes on the bench and you just get like a free prize card, right? So specifically in the Rapid Strike deck, this could also just be very, very good as well. And in any deck, really, right? You go KO their Dedenne, and next turn you go, okay, Echoing Horn, great catcher, I'll KO the Dedenne again, I win the game. So in any deck, this can be powerful. Obviously, in ADP, it could potentially be more powerful because you get that extra prize card, and in Rapid Strike decks as well, because they have cards that interact with Rapid Strike cards. Okay, the other Rapid Strike card I'm going to take a look at. Now, I don't think this one's going to be very good, but I'm going to take a look at it anyway. I thought I would do 2 single strike cards is Brawley, supporter trainer card. Search your deck for up to 3 Rapid Strike basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So basically like Bridget, another expanded card, but only for Rapid Strike basic Pokemon. Which is pretty limiting, so you can't really play it anything outside of a Rapid Strike deck, unlike the Echoing Horn, which is also a Rapid Strike card, but you don't have to, it's not limited to basically just Rapid Strike Pokemon like Brawley. The problem with Brawley is it's a supporter card, and if your opponent sees you playing this in like a tournament with open deck list, they will force you to go first, and then you'll start, if you play like 4 Brawley in your deck to try and get off a turn 1 Brawley, you'll go first, not be able to play it. They'll do their turn, play their supporter, set up, and then your next turn will be Brawley, or theoretically be Brawley if you're playing that many Brawley, and then that sounds like a pretty slow start. And even if you choose to go second, if we don't have something like Tapu Lele or Jirachi EX in the current format, like we don't, it'll be hard to find at turn 1, even if you were to go second, where you can play a supporter on your first turn. So I don't see this card being very good. I would very like to be wrong and see this be played quite a bit, but I don't think it's going to happen. I did want to kind of just go over it anyways and just give my initial impressions on it, which are, I think it's bad. Now let's get into the single strike cards. Karen's Conviction is the first one, and I'm a big fan of this card. Trainer, supporter. During this turn, your single strike Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken. You can hit really, really hard with your single strike Pokemon with this card. Yeah, 20 more damage for each, or 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has already taken. So theoretically, you can do plus 100 damage if your opponent has drawn 4 prize cards. You probably don't need to do quite that much to get great value out of this card, though. I'm super excited for this card. There's not too much to talk about in situations. It does only combo with single strike Pokemon, so it can't really be put into any new decks, but I think it's just a very potential powerful card, similar to Black Belt's older card, not even in Expanded, it's older than that, which did, I believe, plus 10 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. It maybe did 10 plus 10, but I think it was 10 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. I remember playing it in Regigigas level X so long ago, but I'm actually really excited for this card. I think it's just a really cool card. I think it's a really good card. And I'm also a big fan of the single strike cards that I've seen. The rapid strike, of course, also look really cool. I'm just excited to play the set in general. But yeah, Karen's Conviction I think will be great. At least a one of, maybe more, but maybe just a one of because of this next card we're about to talk about, which is Welcoming Lantern Trainer item single strike card. Choose a single strike supporter card from your discard pile and put it into your hand. So basically, it's Via Seeker, but only for single strike supporter cards, which means you don't really have to play 4 Karen's Conviction. You could play 1 Karen's Conviction and 4 of the Welcoming Lantern. Now, I looked through from what else had been leaked so far for single strike, and I don't think there's a ton of other great supporters to go with this card, the Welcoming Lantern, that I saw. I don't think there's a whole ton, but we haven't seen every card to come out of Battle Styles yet, so there might be some other ones to come out. So we're not sure. I'm not sure on that. But it'll definitely combo well with Karen's Conviction. Like I said, you don't have to play 4 Karen's Conviction. You can play like 1 and then like 4 Welcoming Lantern, and that will recover the Karen's Conviction and allow you to use it multiple times throughout the game. And like I said, if more supporters come out, those are going to be more ways to utilize the Welcoming Lantern. So Welcoming Lantern seems like a super powerful card as long as there's powerful enough supporters to go alongside it. If there's not, then the card won't be very good overall, and you'd probably rather just play like 2 or 3 Karen's Conviction and 0 Welcoming Lantern. But if there's other supporters just as powerful or more powerful than Karen's Conviction that are also single strike supporters, you're going to want to boost up the count of Welcoming Lantern that much more to get more options, you know, turn to turn of supporters you could potentially utilize. So really powerful card as long as there's enough good cards to go with it. Really dependent on the potential or what other single strike supporters actually come out. And that's it. Those are the 4 cards I want to talk about. Echoing Horn, Brawley, Echoing Horn. Let's go over them. Echoing Horn I think will be good. Might be really, really good in ADP for the time we'll have it around to play with an ADP. ADP almost about to rotate. We're closing in on rotation for ADP. Brawley, I don't think it'll be good. I'd love to be proven wrong. Karen's Conviction, I love this card. I think it'll be great in the single strike deck. As long as the single strike deck is good in the meta, you'll probably be playing Karen's Conviction. Doing more damage is usually good, and hitting for potentially plus 100 damage can't be bad. And then Welcoming Lantern, super powerful card, but is very dependent on other cards that go with it, which are those single strike supporter cards. Who knows if there will actually be enough good single strike supporter cards to warrant playing the Welcoming Lantern. Because if there's not, and Karen's Conviction is the only good single strike supporter card, then you'll just play more Karen's Conviction and you won't play any Welcoming Lantern. But if there is a bunch of other good ones, then you'll probably see some lanterns in there as well, or quite a few lanterns. And yeah, that's it. Those are the 4 cards I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow.